What is going on, everybody? Chris Albert here with the Warrior Soul podcast, and I'm coming at you really hot with another video. Hot! Just kidding. Sometimes I get a little over dramatic, but today we're going to be talking about a subject that I think is really important for everybody. Regardless of what you're trying to do in your life, what I'm about to tell you is life-saving information. It's information that can save you a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of sorrow, a whole lot of wasted energy. And that's this. No matter what you're trying to do in this life, nobody cares. The world doesn't care. The people that you think are closest to you that should care, they don't care either, right? And it's not that they're malicious. It's not that the world is bad because it doesn't care about you. It's not that your friends and family are bad because they don't care about your goal, right? It's not that anything is bad. It's just a fact, right? And so what you have to understand is that just because you're trying to work on something that's important to you, whether it be starting a business, whether it be trying to lose weight, whether it be trying to go on your own freaking spiritual journey, the world's not going to bend over backward to make it easy for you, right? It's not. In fact, when you're trying to do something new, when you're trying to do something that's generally difficult, what's going to happen is you're generally going to get a bunch of obstacles that pop up for you, right? When you're trying to get in shape, well, that's when your kid's going to start to get sick all the time, right? And you're going to have to keep an eye on it. When you're trying to build a business, well, guess what? That's when the economy is going to tank. When you are trying to advance your career and you're trying to gain some extra training, well, that's when your boss is going to put a huge obstacle up to your personal advancement. And what happens to 99% of us is we experience that and we say, oh, man, it's not the right time. It's not the right place. It's just not meant for me right now, right? Or you do the other thing. And you get really bitter about it. And you go off and you start complaining about it. You start telling everybody that you can how the world is unfair, how this happened to you, how, you tried to do this thing and this a-hole didn't let you do it. And you waste all your energy doing it, trying to do it that way, trying to dwell on it, trying to be angry. Right? There's so many of us out there who actively search for situations that we can be angry about. When the reality is that if you didn't put all your energy into anger and you actually take a step back and thought about your situation, you could actually develop a solution. You could think outside the box to try to make what you want to happen. All right? That's what you need to do at those points. That's what you should do, but we don't do it. Why? Why don't we do it? Why do we sit there and wallow in our own negativity and feeling sorry for ourselves? Why do we do that? Every single obstacle that gets put in front of you is a potential gift. It's an opportunity for you to think creatively, to think of a way that you can actually get it done despite the obstacle that's in front of your face. To think of an opportunity for you to actually strengthen yourself by struggling a little bit. But none of us want to struggle. Every single one of us expects the world to hand it to us. And it takes a lot of learning and a lot of doing to actually understand that, right? A lot of times when you're in the thick of the battle, and yeah, I'm probably being too, and don't take the tone of my voice as me talking down to you, because I'm not. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you to realize this. I'm trying to get you to understand that all the things in front of you right now, everything you think is holding you back, no matter what it is an opportunity to overcome, an opportunity to think outside the box, an opportunity to be creative, an opportunity to make what you want happen despite all the freaking odds stacked against you, right? And if you read about it, you read history, you read about the ancients, right? I'm reading Plutarch right now. Or you read guys like Montaigne, right? If you start reading about life, the way it's been through thousands of years, you start to see that the names that pop up, the ones that people remember, well, those are people, they weren't people who hung around their home and cried about what was going on. Maybe they did for a bit, but what they realized was that there was a way. And they realized there was a way because they went out there and they searched for it. They put some effort into thinking about it. Rather than throwing a fit and allowing themselves to be bitter for the rest of their lives, they went out and they figured something out that allowed them to eventually accomplish what they wanted to accomplish after a long and hard fight, usually. Right? I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm not telling you that you put the work in and it's automatically going to happen. I mean, unfortunately, life isn't like that, right? But the fight is worth it, because sometimes you come out of that fight, maybe not with what you expected, but with something else. Come out with knowledge, but knowledge isn't what you're really seeking in those aspects. You're seeking wisdom, right? You're seeking the wisdom that comes from experience. And there isn't a university on this planet that can teach you wisdom, right? Knowledge is free. It's everywhere right now. You are neck deep in knowledge. You're in the Marianas Trench of knowledge, right? That's a bunch of useless knowledge I have. That's the deepest spot in the ocean, right? You're in the Marianas Trench of knowledge right now, because you've got more right now than, or access to more. Maybe you don't have it in your head. You've got access to more knowledge than anybody has ever had throughout history, right? Even the smartest person from 1,000 years ago didn't have access to as much knowledge as you do now. Even the smartest person from 50 years ago doesn't have access to as much knowledge as you have right now. Hell, 10 years ago, right? Think about that. But what we lack is wisdom. We lack experience. We lack the ability to apply that knowledge to the living of this life. And that's all I got for today, guys. I get passionate about this. And again, I don't want you to think that I'm being hard on you. I'm not trying to talk down to you. I'm trying to inspire you. I'm trying to inspire you to action. Right? And I never wanted to be one of those guys who got out here and did motivational talks. But you know what? I'm going to go with it. We're going to go with that for a little bit. We'll see how that takes. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. If you enjoy the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And the majority of what I do as a broadcaster is actually on the Warrior Soul podcast. So if you're really interested in hearing me interview people who are a lot smarter and who have a lot more wisdom than I have, people like Robert Greene, people like Ben Greenfield, I interviewed him a long time ago. People like Nick Kumalatzos, who's coming onto the show in a couple of weeks. I already interviewed him, but I've got to publish it. Right? Business owners, entertainers, people who've made it. If you're interested in hearing about that, head over to iTunes and subscribe to the Warrior Soul podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for everybody who supported me throughout the years. Talk to you guys soon.